So in English medium mathematics lessons in our series GC O level local syllabus, we discussing in graph lessons. Now we come to part 8, right? So we already discussed 7 parts. Now in 8th part of this lessons, I will discuss in the quadratic graph how to find square root using quadratic graphs, right? So this is somewhat difficult for students to find square root using graph, right? So in this video I will explain how to find square root using quadratic graphs, right? So for to find the square root using graph, students, I will consider one quadratic graph, right? So this is my function of the graph y equal x square plus 4x plus 1, right? So using this example, I am going to find square root 3, square root 4, square root 5, right? So those are the things I will explain using this quadratic graph, right? So first of all, students, we need points, coordinates to plot this graph, right? So I here taken x coordinate negative 5 to positive 1, then now substitute to y equal x square plus 4x plus 1 function, then I found y coordinate as 1, like that, right? So those are the things I have given. Now I'm going to plot this point on a Cartesian coordinate plane. So students, now you are familiar with quadratic graphs. So that means you know how to plot this point, right? When you come to x coordinate negative 5, you can go up, you can find the y coordinate 6. When you come to x coordinate negative 4, you can go up to positive 1, you can mark. So like that I'll mark all the points, then I can join those all points, get a smooth curve, that is this type of parabola of minima. So this is the graph of the function y equal x square plus 4x plus 1, right? So using this graph I'll find square root 3, 4 and 5, right? Let's see. Right, students, now this is the quadratic graph we have drawn already. Now I'll take this way, right? See, so in first case, Roman number 1, I want to find the square root 3, right? So let's see how to find the square root 3 using this quadratic graph. Now my function is y equal x square plus 4x plus 1, right? So to find any square root value, see, this quadratic function should have in this form. What is that form? See, this is the form. What is the form? X plus or minus number square, right? So x term within a square, right? Then plus or minus another number, right? So if you form any quadratic function into this form, you can easily find the square root of any value, right, using this graph, right? So let's see how to form this type of quadratic function into this form, right? So we'll discuss this part in the equation lesson, right? In quadratic equation lesson we'll move that one. Right now I'll explain to you how to form this one, right? Let's see. So this is the case I want. See here, this is the form I'm going to make, right? You can see here x plus 2 is square, here x plus or minus number square, then plus or minus number, right? So this is the form I want to make, right? Let's see how this y equal x square plus 4x plus 1 convert into this form, right? Let's see. This is the given quadratic function, right? Y equal x square plus 4x plus 1. So I consider x square plus 4x part only, right? So what is the method? take the coefficient of x, right? Number in front of x, that is 4. Always divide by 2. 4 divided by 2, that is 2. So now you can write a square. What is a square? X, this number divided by 2, that is 2. X plus 2 square. What happen if you expand this x plus 2 square? You get first term square, square, product of two term, multiply by 2. X into 2, that is 2, that multiply by 2, again 4x, right? Then you get square of second term, square of 2 is, that is 4, right? So if you write x plus 2 square, you get these three terms, right? Now you can see y equal x square plus 4x plus 1. If I consider these two terms only, if I write x plus 2 square, I get these three terms, right? So here you can see red color, positive 4, right? Positive 4 is not want, we want only positive 1, right? So if I write y equal x square plus 4x plus 1 in this form, what is the form? Y equal x plus 2 square, I get extra term, right? Positive 4, right? How to remove this positive 4? We need only positive 1. That means, you can understand, you have to subtract 3. What happened? If you write x square plus 4x plus 4 minus 3, what happened? Plus 4 minus 3, you get only positive 1. So that means y equal x square plus 4x plus 1 function, you can write y equal x plus 2 square minus 3, right? So that is the form we want, right? So that's why I explaining here, right? Now that means this function you can write in this form, right? Now using this form, y equal x plus 2 square minus 3, we can find the square root, right? Let's see how to move to find the square root 3, right? So you can see here 3 is here, right? So that means using this 3, I can find the square root 3. So that means in this function means this function, same function, no change, right? So if I make y equals 0, in this function, y equals 0, if you make y equals 0, what happen? Y equals 0 means, right? Y equals 0 means you get this quadratic equation, right? So here if you put y equals 0, you get y 0, 0 equal x plus 2 square minus 3. So what is the mean? Root of this equation are x, right? So what are the root? How to take the root? I form this one by making y is equal 0 in this function. So that means y is equal of this 0 means you get this quadratic function. You can write this one equals 0 means x plus 2 square minus 3 equals 0. Nothing happened, right? Nothing changed. So that means what are the root of this equation? When y is 0 means you can see the graph. Y is 0 means y value 0 means you get this straight line, y equals 0 line. So what are the root of this equation? Root are intersecting point of curve and this y equals 0 line, right? These are the x value when y is equal 0, other value is here, right? So you can read this value, you can see that is x equal negative 3.7. then other value you can take here, that is negative 0.3. so you can see these are the two root of this equation, right? So this quadratic equation x satisfy these two solutions, right? So I am going to make a small change, right, to this equation, right? Let's see, right? These are the root, keep in mind, right? So any way we can put x is negative 3.7 and x is negative 0.3, right? Let's move. So here you can change here this negative 3 you can put into other side, or you can add both side positive 3, right? Then get this one, then x plus 2 square, right, equals 0. That means you can take the square root of both side. x plus 2 is square, so if you take the square root you get x plus 2, this comes square root 3. Now you can see square root 3 is equal to x plus 2, right? You can find square root 3. How? X plus 2. If you know the x value, you can add 2, then you get the square root. What are the x value? X value mean root of this equation. What are the x? X equal negative 3.7 and 0 negative 3.0.3. Right, now let's put. Alright, first I take negative 3.7, put into here, see, x plus 2, negative 3.7 plus 2. This one negative, this one positive, different. Means subtract 3.7 minus 2, then we put 1.7, greater number negative, that is negative 1.7. That is one value of square root 3. Alright, then next put negative 0.3 right into here, right? X plus 2. Now x is negative 0.3 plus 2, negative positive different, subtract 2 minus 0.3, that is 1.7. so these are the two roots of square root 3, right? These are the two values of square root 3. You can see same value, positive, negative, right? Right, students, now let's see how to find the square root 4 using this graph, right? So what is our function? You can remember, so function is y equal x square plus 4x plus 1, right? So earlier I explained you, to find any square root you should form this quadratic function into square and another term, right? Let's see, right? So here not mentioned in that one, right? So I directly write, so this is the square part. You can see x plus 2 is square minus 3, right? So this is the part you have to make any quadratic function to find square root. So that is easy one, right? Let's see how to find. Right now you can see here, right? Using this quadratic function to find the square root 4, students, you should keep your attention to this number. You can see here number is 3, right? So using this 3 you can't find square root 4, you need 4, right? So you can see here negative 3, right? Negative 3, that means you have to draw another line. So what is that line? So line should be, what is line? That is y equal 1 line, right? So if you take intersecting point of y equal 1 line and y equal x plus 2 square minus 3 graph, you can find the square root 4, right? Let's see what happened. Right, so this is a relation. So you have a small problem, why I select y equal 1, right? You get an answer for that one if you follow this one, right? Next see. So you can see in the graph, in the quadratic function we have drawn parabola of minima. So this is equal, this is the line y equal 1 line, right? Now you can see two intersecting point. This is one point, here another point, right? Now you can see the x coordinate of these 2 points. What are the x coordinate? One x coordinate of this point you can read, go down, so that is x equal negative 4, right? So x equal negative 4. Another coordinate you can read, intersecting point, this one x coordinate is 0, right? So those are the two intersecting point, coordinate of x coordinate, right? Coordinate of x, right? Now let's see what happened if you substitute this y equal x plus 2 square minus 3 graph function as y equal 1. Yeah, y equal 1, right? Now you get quadratic equation, right? Equation, equal sign is there, x square there, quadratic equation. Now you can find solution of this one, right? Solution of this quadratic equations are, what are they? these two values, x equal negative 4 and x equal 0. Those are the solution, right? Let's see what happened. How to remove this negative 3? You have to add 3, both side add 3, right? Then you get 1 plus 3 is 4, this side negative 3 positive 3, those are 0, you get this part. That means if you take the square root of both side, you get the square root 4 is x plus 2, right? So you can find square root 4. How? If you know the value of x. What is the value of x? X is here, right? X is here. These are the two values of x, right? These are the two values of x, right? Now put x as negative 4, take one value of square root 4 and put another value, then you can take another square root 4, right? Let's see. Right, I take x as negative 4, right? Then put here, right? Square root 4 is equal x plus 2, put negative 4 as x. Now you get negative 4 plus 2. Different. Subtract. Put the greater number value. 4 minus 2 is 2. Greater number 4, that is negative. So you get one value of square root 4, that is negative 2. Right. Then put the other value. Right. X is equals 0. Right. How to put x is equal 0 here? Right. So in this equation, x is 0, right? X is 0, that means 0 plus 2 is also 2, positive 2. So that is those are the two values of square root 4, right? Right, now let's see how to find square root 5 using the same function. You can see x is y equal x square plus 4x plus 1. This is the graph we have drawn, right students? Now square root 5, right? So any function you have to make into this form. Well, we make, right? Now see how to find square root 5, right? So let's see, this is the number here, right? So here should be a number. What is the number? That is number 2, right? So if you draw the y equal 2 line, right? So what is y equal 2 line? You can see here y value is 2. This is a y equal 2 line. So in this quadratic function and this straight line, intersecting point are these 2 points. You can see these 2 points. What are the x value? You can down, you can read the x value, that is negative 4.2. Here another intersecting point, read that value, x value, that is 0.2. So those are the two x coordinate of this function and this line, intersecting point, right? Now we'll move to find the square root 5, right? Let's see what happened here. If you put y as 2, you get 2 equal x plus 2 square minus 3, right? Then subtract 3, how to remove? Add 3 both sides. Then 2 plus 3 is 5. Here 3, 0, x plus 2 square. Now take the square root of both sides. Square root 5 is equal x plus 2. Square root 5 is equal x plus 2. What is x? X means these two values. These are the x value. Right. Now let's find. X is equal negative 4.2. Put into here. Right. So now here x is negative 4.2. What happened? Negative number, positive number. Subtract 4.2 minus 2. That is negative 2.2. Then x is equal 0.2. What happened? 0.2. Substitute here. 0.2 plus 2. Both positive. Add 2 plus 0.2 means 2.2. That is the square root 5. Right. Now you get real understand. How to find square root 3, 4, 5 using any graph. This is the important case. This is the important case.